Hi guys, so today's video is going to be a Q&A with my boyfriend Sam. If you guys have not even heard of Sam, we now have two videos together. Yeah, shame on you. But we have our story linked down below. Hi guys, a little interruption here. So we actually filmed our story video and I was editing it and it was like way too long. So then we filmed it again and it was still way too long. So we've decided that we're gonna actually plan what we're gonna say and think about it like we just sat down and thought, oh, it'll be like a conversation. And it was way too long. So point being is that video is coming, so stay tuned for our actual story video. We have a really cool story, so we wanna tell it well. So that is why we didn't just put it up as is. So because of that, now you guys need background to our relationship or else some of this video will not make sense. So here's the basic info that you need to know about mine and Sam's relationship. Is one, that Sam is actually my brother's best friend and that is how we met. And my brother's name is Grant because we talk about him in this video. Two is that we have started our relationship off long distance. First, it was like 3.5, 4 hours or 3 hours, I don't remember. And then now it is about 2 hours. Third is that we are both believers. Fourth is that we have now been dating for like 5 months. I think I may mention in the video and this was a while ago. So that is pretty much everything you need to know, I think. And let's just continue with the video. And then we did a vlog together.
We have done that many times.
What? So we're gonna answer your guys' questions. I asked you guys on my Instagram to ask us questions and you guys did. There's a lot of questions and he hasn't read any of them.
So many. Okay.
And I'm just gonna go. Okay?
I'm ready. Don't worry.
Okay, this is a good question.
Okay.
When did Sam realize he was interested in you?
Ooh. I think so from our video you guys know about the whole passion ordeal and we went to that conference. Going into that, I definitely wanted to make a point to like see her and talk to her. It didn't work out at all. But I think
you a hug.
A side hug. I didn't really know the moment I knew when I liked you, but it just kind of happened just from texting and talking. I think right after I got your Snapchat. To give you guys an answer, Snapchat.
What?
Once I acquired that.
I don't even know when that was.
I don't either, but wait, it says on Snapchat, December 24th. Christmas Eve. I knew.
Really?
Probably before that, but. So you guys haven't answered.
Wow.
Ooh, wow.
Okay, first impressions of each other. So I'll go first because you just answered.
Cool.
Mine was, in my head, in no way would. This was when we first met at Mercer when I was still in high school.
Where did we meet?
Freddy's, but I don't remember that. I don't remember when we actually first met, but in my mind when we were in the car and you were the only other person in the car, so how could I forget that? My first impression was, wow, this guy really loves Jesus and he loves worship music. And we just talked the whole time about Jesus things and it wasn't like, you know, like, let's talk about it. It was just natural. And I was like, oh, that's cool. Grant's got a really cool friend.
I'm just cool. No, thank you. My first impression was we're in the car talking and
so not at Freddy's?
Well, at Freddy's, it took me a while to piece together that this was Grant's sister. I thought this was Grant's friend. I wasn't really close with Grant at this point. I only knew that I was maybe going to be living with him.
Okay.
My first impression was, yeah, obviously she loves worship music. She loves the Lord and everything. But something, this is like, I don't really think I've told you this, but
no.
You would never like turn around. I was like in the back seat and she was in the front seat. She was just on her phone the whole time having a conversation with me. And I was like leaning in the front seat like, hey, how you doing? Like just trying to talk to her. And she wouldn't really, she gave me like a couple turns, like where she gave me her actual face.
Really?
Yeah, you would never turn around. So how that first impression, you were cool.
Cool?
You were cool.
What is that? How does that make somebody cool?
You were just cool. I don't know. You didn't turn your head, and so it made me feel like, man, I gotta work for this.
How hard has it been to start your relationship long distance and also being God-centered? He lives an hour and a half from me now from when I'm in college, but it's always 2 hours.
It's always 2 hours. I live
in
Atlanta. If you know Atlanta traffic.
And then from my home, it's like 3.5, sometimes 4, so.
Starting at long distance, I think we were both okay with it starting off with just like a lot of communication over text and everything, but after a while, like obviously that's not gonna cut it. And thank the Lord that we're not cross country or anything.
Yeah.
I guess you could, but I couldn't fathom that. Starting a relationship, it was tough because it doesn't look like a normal one. But it's just a lot of good communication.
I think, we just had to be very intentional.
Intentional about communication.
And I also think it almost like makes things move faster because you automatically have to get comfortable with things. You have to communicate. You have to boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
There's no just
I would say the best advice that we got was just be intentional with your time. Mm-hmm. And never just say, hey, what do you want to do this weekend?
Yeah,
plan
we
out
always
stuff.
have planned. It being God-centered. I'll answer that part. I think that both of us had really strong relationships with Jesus before we came together and started dating, and so it was natural. It was, the relationship wouldn't be a thing without God, just because of the fact that, well, first of all, that's whenever it started off on that.
Yeah.
It really, our conversations in the beginning were just all about worship music.
That's really all it was.
Yeah. And I think that now it's natural that God is in the center because he's in the center of each of our lives, and it would be impossible for us to come together and it not be in the center. I think it's possible for it to get off track whenever you start
wishing you were with someone. It's like what you think about.
Getting in the feelings, but then you can go no. But it all starts with the individual.
Yeah, absolutely.
What?
Who made the first move?
Not me.
I just want to boast in the Lord.
Who made the first 100 moves? Oh, I like that one. Where was our first date? We don't have to specify where it was, but it was in my hometown, and we went. How long were we there? 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah, and we were still in a time crunch. It was.
Yeah.
And
we had to go to my family's house because it was the day before my brother's wedding.
We were late. I remember showing up at the function at the family event, and just everyone, eyes were on us, I guess.
And it was weird because it was our first date, officially dating, but it was still really new to us. We literally just went on our first date, and we didn't know each other that we counted it. Well. We were together 4 or 5 times before that.
Yeah. Oh gosh, it's so crazy. We got there and it was kind of the reveal almost, but it wasn't a big ordeal where people were waiting at the door and yeah. But more just
Abigail and Miles and Mason and Anna were.
With some exceptions.
Yeah.
We're just there kind of ooh, you did it. And Caleb also was just dude, I knew the whole time.
Oh, really?
He didn't. No way. The question is how to bring up conversation about dating, boundaries, anything about boundaries.
Which, let's clarify, if you don't know what boundaries are, that's things that you put in place. Well, we've already decided that we're not going to have sex before marriage. We didn't really even...
We didn't even make a decision. I mean,
it wasn't
no.
Sam, do you want to wait? It was no, we're it was just mutually decided.
Took a straw poll.
Yeah. And so boundaries are things to prevent that. And something else that I think the Lord instilled in both of us before we even started dating was not just, how far can we go until then? It's no, we're going to set in place things that to not even bring that about, to not even put ourselves in tempting situations.
And it's not also just about making sure that we don't have sex before marriage. It's also that we're not idolizing each other, idolizing the relationship. There's boundaries to be put in place that everything that we think about is not just about each other.
Yeah, there's also mental boundaries that at least we don't really go, okay, we're both not gonna I think that's just something you do on your own.
Exactly.
But this is when we could discuss the door.
So one boundary that we have that we're currently breaking right now is never have the door closed when we're in a room together. But we just kind of did that
because he's got roommates.
Video purpose. I got roommates, and
it would be weird.
How do you bring up boundaries?
I think the man should do it. I think that's really important.
Okay, yeah, and I would agree, and that's something that I knew and it was instilled in me. Just from a variety of resources that just say the man should be the one to do that. Now, however, if the woman is concerned about certain things or maybe we miss things sometimes, and don't be afraid to bring it up. It's
totally okay to bring it up. I considered it, and then I knew, I just was no, I know he will.
And what was your prayer to God?
So I said, God, I really don't want to be the one to bring it up. Please put it on his heart, and he did.
And he did.
And that's been a reoccurring thing in our relationship, which is just so cool. And I think that's what happens when both sides are really grounded in Christ and they're continually, daily in His Word and in prayer with Him.
Bringing up boundaries is so easy when both parties know.
If you're interested in a guy or you guys are starting to date and you even question, is he going to be okay that I want to save myself for marriage? You don't need to be in that relationship, because it should be so clear that, like, I didn't even have to ask him. I just knew by the way he lived his life that he was such a follower of Jesus that he was going to follow His commandments.
Obviously.
Or His commands. Let's do some rapid fire.
Okay.
Is long distance hard?
Yes. Big time. How did it happen?
Oh yeah, that's rapid fire.
It was an Instagram story. That's how it happened.
Who liked who first?
Me.
Okay, somebody asked me when I started to like Sam.
Do you?
I don't know.
Okay.
Where did you go in Colorado? We went to Rocky Mountain.
Rocky Mountain National Park. How are you two so cute?
Well.
Now we could make a whole video about that, but we're gonna refrain. What do y'all fight about? I can get really annoying sometimes, but we don't really fight about it. It's just, I get on her nerves, and then she gets on mine.
Favorite thing to do together?
Since I live in Atlanta, and I don't really know this city like the back of my hand yet, exploring it with her.
Yeah, that's
fun.
I think, I really love going to church together. I don't know why.
So it happens once a week. Once a week, she enjoys time with me. Every other day after that.
That's just a special thing.
I'm just kidding.
Sam, let us follow you on Instagram. We are good people.
I will soon enough.
So we're getting a lot of questions about like specific physical boundaries. So let's just give some examples.
I think one thing that we just set out to do is like, if your body is preparing for sex, as in like if it looks anything like it, then shy away from it. So being in a room together and kind of like cuddling, just alone, no, we don't do that. When we're in this apartment, we do not kiss. That was a rule that I proposed, and it's going great.
Why'd you say it like that? Last night, like, we're gonna be transparent here.
We'll be transparent.
It's a really long story.
She was looking good.
We jumped in the pool and we had just walked in the door, and it was just like, we just looked at each other and just kissed, and then we both went, oh, like right after we were like, oh my gosh.
It's not like the worst thing in the world, but obviously it doesn't mean now, okay, no more rules.
Yeah, if anything, it made me like, it was like, okay, now we really have to be more.
Yeah, and essentially what physical boundaries we put in place is, like I said, anything that looks close to something that we should definitely not be doing. If it even touches the border, then you don't. And it's better to be safe than sorry.
It's not only because, hey, the Bible says, like, don't have sex before marriage. It's out of respect for, like, each other's maybe future spouses. Like, exactly. You don't know.
We don't know what will happen.
And something that I think is good is that, like, if you can look at, let's say we break up and he gets married to another woman. Like, if I can look at her with no shame and being like,
it's good.
Like, we
kept the purity.
Yeah.
We be relentless about purity, meaning even if you have to instill some rules that may seem silly, go for it. It'll work out and you'll be more grateful for it in the long run. How long did we wait to kiss? It was always on my mind, even more early than I would like to admit, but I was thinking about it for a long time. I was like, should I do it here? Should I do it here? There were many opportunities where I could have taken it. She says if I did it in those times, it would have been way too early. Maybe she would have been like, ew. Would you have accepted it?
No, because I knew, like, I had no doubt that he would talk to me about it before he did it.
I don't know what it was, but there were times where I was like, I don't need to talk to her about it beforehand, but I did. It worked out amazing. I think God was definitely in that. But we waited, I guess, 3 months, right?
Yeah.
3 months we waited. Yeah.
What's your favorite thing about each other?
I think for redundancy's sake, we won't say, like,
how much they love Jesus.
Yeah, how much they love Jesus. Okay, I know you. Because you guys know that truly is the most attractive thing about her. I think my favorite thing about you is your hair.
Yeah, you told me that on our first date.
Yeah, I think your hair is probably my favorite thing about you. And then I would also say, I think just personality-wise, you have an opinion on things, like clothes or, I could ask you a question and you would have an opinion about it. It's not just like you, like, oh, I don't really You know, I don't really know.
No, sometimes I say I don't know.
You say
And
I don't know a
annoys
lot.
me.
It annoys me, but it's usually when I'm asking, like, what do you want to do? Or like, do you prefer this or that? But if it's like, you know, you have an opinion about things.
Oh, I wasn't really thinking about my answer much. No, but I gotta think about a concise answer. Actually, mine's a very similar answer about you. Is that he has his own stance on everything. He is the least passive person. And I hate passivity.
You do not like passivity or pacifiers.
And he's so, like, clear. Like, that encompasses so much. He's always provided clarity. He'll just tell me things straight up, which I appreciate. He challenges me, and that's something I like. Even though I may not.
Love a good challenge.
Yeah, I may not always say that I love it, but oh my gosh, yeah. Okay, my favorite physical thing is probably his smile. That's what we talk about that a lot. How did Grant feel about us dating? If you don't know, Sam is Grant's best friend.
Before, I think I can maybe speak for him where he didn't really know how to feel about it.
Yeah.
And it's just a weird situation. Like, your best friend is interested in your sister. And then now, he's even told us very explicitly that he's just, of course, he's Team Sam and Jaclyn. Or Jaclyn Sam. We haven't really defined what we call ourselves.
Sam and Jaclyn, I like that.
Okay.
Anyway, point being, he loves it. Okay?
He loves it.
He's going to comment saying, no, I don't.
Here's another question. It is, Sam, do you watch Jaclyn's vlogs? When I was trying to talk to her, there would be times where I would watch some of your vlogs. Just to, like, I don't know, when you like someone and then that content's out there, you watch it. And so I did watch your vlogs.
And that's exactly what I was afraid of. So at some point, and I don't remember when, I said, you can't, like, don't watch my videos.
Yeah, she would always say that, and I would sometimes not listen.
Okay, well, the reason why is because I wanted him to, like, get to know me, like, through me.
Which is
And
which
though
is valid.
I am the same, like,
Exactly.
on the internet, but it's still, you get these ideas in your mind of who this person is without even knowing them.
Yeah, and never did I think, like, oh my gosh, she's famous, I gotta, like, be a little bit different. I could always tell, for some reason, even not even being around you, I could tell, like, you were very authentic on camera. Now I try not to watch them, because maybe that's not exactly what you want, but sometimes I just watch them. Especially if I'm in them. I'm gonna watch this one. What is the thing... one little thing that annoys you about the other person?
Just one.
Oh, great. How about I try to guess what's the one thing that annoys you about me?
Okay.
What's the one thing that annoys Jaclyn about Sam? I would probably say my lack of attention when she's trying to talk.
That's one of them.
That's one of them. Not the one that you were thinking of?
There are three that I am, like, top of the list. Like, yeah, it annoys me. That one's one of the three.
One of the three?
Yeah.
I'll just leave it at that. That's my answer.
Okay.
What's the one?
You want to know my other ones?
What? Yeah.
One of them is that you just love to argue. And the other one is that sometimes you joke in a time where, like, I don't want you to joke. Meaning, like, I can't tell if you're joking or not.
No joking zones.
And... you continue, and then I say, are you serious? And then you say yes, and then I automatically in my head am going through, like, oh, no, blah, 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 blah. And then you're like, I'm joking, and then I just get mad. And I have to
It's a craft, really. I don't know how I do it, but I do. I'm going to think of just one. I'm going to think of just one.
Okay. I think I know it.
Okay, go.
I think it's my lack of attention to things that, like, bother him. Meaning, like, my lack of taking measures to be careful.
No.
Really?
The one thing is...
that's what we argue about the most.
Her... she has opinions on things, and I know she does, and when I ask her about certain things, she'll just say, I don't know, what do you think? And it doesn't happen that often, but when it does, it's like... Right now what we're doing is a little segment I like to call...
I don't know what.
Oh, I don't either. Where I'm going to say the answer and she's going to try to guess what the question is. 1 Corinthians 13:12.
What's his favorite Bible verse?
Nice! Yes! We know each other!
Yes! We totally missed that. We went like that.
Yeah. A godly woman that inspires worship.
How does Jaclyn make you feel?
No.
What is Jaclyn to you?
What is Jaclyn to you is your final answer?
Yeah, something around that.
No. It is, what did I ask God what did I ask God for when it came to dating someone?
Really?
Mm-hmm. It came from Ben Stewart's book. That's what I started asking for. That's what I got.
Aww.
How well we communicate.
What's your favorite? What are we best at in the relationship?
The question is how... You're wrong, by the way. The question is, what is the most surprising thing about your relationship?
Oh,
Yeah.
it surprises you?
Yeah, I mean, I've never had this before.
Yeah, I haven't either.
Exactly.
Okay.
And humans aren't very good at communicating a lot of
Yeah.
the times, but we are. We're actually the best in this side of the Mississippi. So, alright, here's my other impersonation of Jaclyn with how you close vlogs. So, I didn't vlog the rest of the time, so I didn't get the rest of the trip, so thank you for watching.
I am never in vlogs. I am the worst. Calling me
That
out.
is a call out, and I'm sure some of you guys agree with me.
Those are all the questions we will be answering. There were so many questions, so thank you guys for participating. I guess. Yeah.
Thank you for taking the time out of your days to ask us questions.
Yeah, and we will be doing more of these, I'm sure, because there were so many questions.
Absolutely.
That we didn't.
And let us know what other videos you guys want to see. Yeah.
Follow me on Instagram, not him.
Follow me on Instagram.
I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.
Bye. What if I don't know the answer to a question? We had a fight. Well, it was more of a fabricated fight in my mind. It's so freeing talking to a camera. It's like you can say anything.
It's literally like a therapy session.
It's great. If I had a YouTube channel, it'd be like just obviously the videos that I post, but in between, like in the outtakes, I'd be like doing confessionals. Like last night, I slipped in the tub and I didn't get up for 5 minutes. Okay, so you just sniffled so. Have you been doing that the whole video? I've been trying to keep it on the low, but. Who is this? Olivia Marino? Oh my gosh, you're a true follower. I will show you exactly what I'm talking about. What is going on?
Like, summer of 19, you know, they used to communicate this stuff. Okay, or I mean, 2019. Are you? It's our year! It's my return!
What?
We're all getting married this summer! No way! It's the year for love. 19 plus you and me talk about love. In 2019, you're getting married. We're gonna find our soulmate. Yes!
No!
Here, people. Watch it now.
You gotta put that in there. You have to.